bit of a glitch. That's the worst one we've experienced in 2 years, I think.
So that's not too bad then.
No. So Councillor Webber has a knowledge roll call. Deputy Mayor Campbell.
Present.
Okay. As we gather here today, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. And we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Do I have any declaration of pecuniary interest? None being seen. Confirmation of the council agenda. I would need a mover and a seconder, please. Moved by Councillor Webster. Oh, I got asked anyway. Sorry, boys. Councillor Webster.
In favor.
Deputy Mayor Campbell.
In favor.
And I'm in favor. I need tonight to appoint an acting clerk, and I do need a motion of council to accept the acting clerk. I believe one of you want to appoint one there. I don't have any paper showing me which one running to the to the mic. Is that you, Nikki, or is that you, Natalie?
Yeah, that's me.
That's you there. So I need a mover and a seconder to appoint Nikki as acting clerk.
I'll move.
I got asked. Okay, Deputy Mayor Campbell.
In favor.
Councillor Webster.
In favor.
And I'm in favor. Delegations we do have a delegation at 4 o'clock. And I see a couple of names on the screen here. The gentleman that I thought was going to speak is either using somebody else's computer or so. What is Mike Laison on with us? No. Okay. We are.
Yeah, hi there. I'm here. Sorry, I was muted. This is Mike Laison.
And who am I speaking to then?
Mike Laison.
Okay, perfect. It's a public meeting right now, Mike, and you're the delegation, so I'm going to go ahead and ask you to speak to council on what you would like us to hear.
I'm looking at purchasing a property in the area. It's a larger property. Sorry, I've got notes here. And I'd like to change the zoning or alter the zoning or whatnot. I'd like to store some boats and RVs and whatnot on it. It's 9 acres. It's Thompson Road, 2963. And I believe it's got a rural residential designation at this time. And I'm looking to move myself and my family to the property. My kids would be attending RCI. And I am already a property owner in Renfrew County. I own 3 multifamily buildings in the area, so I'm not a stranger. I'm just looking to move out of Stittsville and maybe have a home-based business. I'm just wondering if there's any appetite for that sort of thing, or if it would even be a consideration to get a variance or whatever. I've never applied for a zoning change, so I'm really not sure how to go about it. But If it was a definite no at this point, then I guess I would have to stay where I am.
Okay, thanks, Mike. There is no no's in Horton Township. This council wants to make sure that everybody can enjoy the comfort of Horton Township, so we offer to try and get as many people in, and especially coming from the cities to this municipality. However, we do have a way of doing all this stuff, and council does not have the option of doing anything until we actually see from the Pembroke Planning Committee what's in front of us and what could be the problem, so we don't get to the point of say something today that we can't honor tomorrow. So we definitely would recommend to you, and the other councillors will speak in a second, but we would definitely recommend to you that you go ahead with your talks with the county and through Nikki here at the township, and put on paper what you would like to do, and then we can see the pros and cons, if there is any cons to it, of purchasing a property and moving forward with your venture, whatever that may be. And I would suggest that you make sure that you do your business study with that to make sure that at the end of the day, there is a place in the township for what you would like to do. That's basically all I got to say to give you right now, Mike, and it's about the best I can do, because we do not, for anybody at this stage of the game, get into any political situation where it can be said that a councillor has told me I could do this. So that's where we're at right at the moment.
Right. I have contacted both Renfrew County Planning and Horton Township Planning, and I haven't really had much response, and that's why I joined the meeting today. And I wasn't looking for a definite yes or no. Well, a no would be fine. Then I wouldn't pursue it any farther. I just
we certainly don't want to discourage you from moving forward. I do want to say that everybody, because of the way the situation is, and with COVID where it is today, that it's not as quick as it normally is. And we do have Nikki in our office here is limited to what is transferred back to her from county, so she doesn't get caught in the same situation that council might, because basically at the end of the day, it's the county that's authority for planning for the municipality, and we need to make sure that the steps are looked after. And I know it tries everybody's patience, but the backlog of what's going on in Renfrew County, and because of COVID, some of it's because of COVID, some of it's because of a huge increase in building expansion. But it's not something that everybody can get back to you very quickly with. Once it gets back to this office, I can guarantee you that the response will be very quick to you. Nikki's very efficient on what she does, and but we're limited to what we can do right this moment, Mike. I'm sorry to have to tell you that, but that's where we are right at the moment.
I hear you. Any idea how long a process it does take to go through the process? And do I need to own that property before I can even apply or get a response in any way?
Okay, so I'm going to leave Nikki answer that, because she is our authority in the office here too. Nikki, could you answer that, please?
Yeah, so the property does have to be in your name before anything can be done. And then you would have to actually apply to us with the fee, and then we forward it on to the County of Renfrew, and they approve it and do everything that they need to do and send it back to us. And then we go through the public consultation and everything like that.
All right. Okay.
Councillor
Um,
Webster? Oh, sorry. Councillor Webster?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mike, for showing interest in Horton Township. Just a little bit of homework, it doesn't cost much, but maybe at some point make contact with Nikki and just describe your situation, whatever it may be, and see if there's reasonable scenarios or comparables that she can give you and enlighten on whether they've passed through county through this council previously. So that might give you some indication of whether it's possible to go or not go, or what in that regard. So that might be a little bit of homework you might want to do prior to purchasing the property and moving forward. But it just grabs some history. If there's a scenario out there that may fit that's comparable, it might help you make your decision. But again, thank you for looking in Horton Township.
Yeah, that's all I was looking for before I uproot my family and move somewhere that, I mean, do you know what I mean? Going through all this change, there's got to be something at the end of it for me. Otherwise, or a possibility anyway thereof. Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Webster. Deputy Mayor Campbell.
Are you still there, Mr. Lozon?
Oh, I am. Yes.
Thank you, Mike, for being a delegate tonight. I guess it's I can appreciate the first time you've went down this road to it's a big step you're taking, and I can understand that, uprooting your family and coming to a different township and looking at starting a business practice. There you are, face to face.
Sorry, I didn't realize I had done something.
So Mike, we always look at growth in our township, and we're looking at new business being brought to the table. We're certainly a positive influence in listening to what you have to say. I know the process can take a little longer, as our mayor has indicated, due to COVID. You'll be looking at a site plan, the purchase of your property, a site plan where what part of that property will house your business that you're looking at, what type of business it is. They'll contact the surrounding neighbors to ask them questions, based on what business you're looking to do. So it's a checklist that you'll be given upon application. It's kind of a streamlined process you'll go through. And again, it'll be up to the county to decide which way to go at that point. So we're kind of the middleman at this point. But once it gets to us, it's pretty well streamlined, the effect and purpose of what you're looking at. Again, we're looking at certainly growth in our township and have committees formed to help through and move forward. So I understand it's a big step for you, but that first step is that application, and it'll streamline after that, and we're a pretty reasonable group here with our own township for any future growth.
I can tell you that's one reason why I'm invested in Renfrew County instead of in Ottawa itself, where I live. Another reason why I want out of Ottawa, because it just, honestly, I've kind of fallen in love with the area. Already doing business there for 15 years now, I guess. And anyway, I've had nothing but positive experiences throughout Renfrew County conducting business there. So I wouldn't mind calling it home as well. But for us to move up there, that means one of us is, my wife would likely not be keeping her job in Ottawa because the commute would just be too much. And the way we would sort of supplement that would be through, this storage business of, boats and RVs and things. That's all. And we're only just a few minutes, I guess, from the boat launch off of River Road. And yeah, it just seems logistically a good spot to do this. And there's nothing around the property either. Farm field, right? This was a farm of over 500 acres, and they'd sold off the 500 acres to a big commercial farmer, and they just kept this 9-acre piece for the house, but it has all the barns and all these buildings on it. And I was just going to utilize what was there. This was going to be very unintrusive, really. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not a bazillionaire. I don't have tons of money to build a diamond storage thing on the lot, nor do I have the desire to. I want to live in a home and make it generate a little income for the family and whatnot, right?
Well, I'm very familiar with the property.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so I know exactly where you're looking at, and there's lots of outbuildings there to get you started. So, but yeah, the application and the the process, it'll take a bit, but it's very painless once you get into it. So,
okay. But we need to own the property prior to, right, to the application. So. I'm just trying to get a feel for if it was even a consideration before investing, $800,000+ in a property that I may or may not live in at that point, right? And I don't want to buy something just to sell it. That doesn't make any sense at all to me. I'd rather just stay where I am than I mean, it's a significant investment. And again, I'm not super rich guy or anything. I drive a truck for Tim Hortons and I deliver to the Renfrew and Empire stores. So again, we're just trying to get into Renfrew County, Renfrew specifically, and just be part of the community.
And maybe one more comment, Mayor Bennett. Mr. Lozon, I appreciate the questions you're asking tonight, and we do have our role as a council to make informed decisions, vote, and create policy. But I'm wondering if maybe a route you should be taking is speaking with some of the local realtors. They may be able to tell you more, what the what the flavor of your business in this area would generate. I think we all could, step out of the office and say, what we've heard and what we've seen. But as the role we're playing tonight, all we can say is we're open to new business and new ventures. I think I'm speaking on behalf of all the council. As Mayor Bennett had said, we're limited to what we can do as a council to give you advice. But I think if we knew more, if your application showed more of what your business is, that's certainly where we jump in and thrive and add support.
Gotcha. Okay. We could just get an application online somewhere, I suppose.
Nikki?
Yeah, so it's available on the township website and also the County of Renfrew's website.
Okay, great.
Okay, Mike, so council has had the opportunity to speak to you. I hope we've given you some reassurance that Horton Township is a great township to call home. And if there's any questions, just get a hold of staff, and they will, if there's any glitches, they will quickly let us know there's glitches, so we can at least know what we're facing and maybe what we could do to assist if that's at all possible. But thank you for being a delegation. Thank you for looking after Horton Township, and I can guarantee you that this municipality will do everything it can for you to become a permanent resident here.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Not for me, no.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Mike.
Christmas.
And to you, thank you. Thank you all.
Okay. We have the minutes of the previous meeting. December 7th, regular council meeting, and December 15th, special council meeting. I can do them both together, Nikki? So I need a mover and seconder for 7.1 and 7.2, please. Councillor Webster. Deputy Mayor Campbell. And I'm in favor. And welcome, Spencer.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Do we have any business rising from the minutes? None being seen. Okay, committee reports. General Government Committee. Deputy Mayor Campbell.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Bennett. I'm sure everybody's had a chance to glance through the financial departmental reports and statements on page 9 of 9.1.1. I spoke with Tally this afternoon and went through, and I know she'll walk us through here. I had a few questions again, just for the odd numbers that are skewed a little on a variance from budget. And again, it's the end of the year, so we're coming out of a lot of budget talks and finishing off a lot of invoicing, and she's assured me that and I'll turn the floor over to her, that the variance is just some house cleaning and just putting her spin on putting it on the right shelf. So I'll turn this over to Tally, and thank you very much for this report.
Okay. So I guess since our conversation, if you had the question, somebody else might have too. So on page 9, near the bottom under contracted services, we have an amount in there of $21,914, and we only budgeted 1,000, so that's way over. But that's kind of where all the invoices for Cornerstone Management, so like the pay equity review, we put that in there, as well as the OPA review was also in that line item. No, sorry, that's wrong. The OPA review wasn't in there. But then if you look up halfway up the page where it says transfer from reserves, that 21,000, that's where we pulled money from reserves into the revenue. So the revenue and the expense kind of cancel each other out. So yes, it is over in the expense, but we did draw in from the reserves. And then once things are paid off later in the year and all the invoices are cleared up, we'll do more of the year-end journal entries. So because normally that is done by our auditors in the year end, but for budget purposes, because we wanted to do it as soon as we could in year end, I went ahead and tackled doing those journal entries rather than waiting for year end, just so we could kind of move forward. So there will be some tweaking once we do the year end. So that kind of explains that a little bit. On page 10, you can see that we have now paid all of our county and school board levies. So on to next year, I guess. We have a couple more check runs in the new year to process and clear up any 2021 invoices so we can close off on the year end and start with the process of balancing all that with our auditors. And that being said, there's still, like Deputy Mayor mentioned, the normal year-end transactions that we need to do closer to year-end. For example, the 5% of our various utilities that we transfer that expense over to the building department, so that all gets cleared up once we know what our totals were for the year, so we can accurately transfer 5% over. And January is going to be busy with revisiting the budget once we get some new numbers from our waste tender and insurance and all that good stuff, as well as getting out the interim tax bills and starting the year-end procedures. So after we have our Christmas break, we'll be all in, and fingers crossed it all goes off without a hitch. That's all I have for this evening.
Okay, thank you, Natalie. Is there any questions? I know this is just a review, and I know it's Tally usually puts an asterisk beside any of the line items that seem to stand out. As you can hear from justification of, some of them, there's no, in my opinion, big line item that stands out there. Again, that $2,000 variance, I wanted to see what that was being applied to, and I think she's asked and answered that to at least my satisfaction. Spencer, do you have any questions today?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Tally for doing a great presentation as she usually does. You answered the questions on the contracted services, because we've had this issue before where it kind of is a bucket for a bunch of things. So thanks for clarifying that. And the other thing that I wanted to just basically ask, if there were any other adjustments over and above what we're anticipating for the end of the year. And that would include anything that has to be shifted. Now, you alluded to some of that, but usually the questions that I have usually occur towards the end of the year when we have to reconcile the budget in terms of where we're actually putting stuff. And the contracted services is the only area that I think that we have kind of we need kind of a running explanation monthly or quarterly what we're doing with these contracted services. But in any event, it's really cleaned up from when I first started attending meetings. The budget is certainly much easier to understand and certainly easier to explain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I have to echo you, Spencer. This is Tally's first full year of both feed in, and again, it hasn't been an easy year. We've had again, that contracted services has really came sideways at us instead of straight on.
Yeah.
We had some insurance spikes. We certainly, with our waste management through Adam, bringing our contracts to table. We've had some pretty significant increases completely out of our hands. Plus, our departmental reviews show, due to COVID, the recreation, as much as our volunteers were ready to come out of the gates and run, COVID has shut us down more than once. And, so we're looking at numbers, we're looking at costs, we're looking at, hydro, we're looking at telephone, there's a lot of expenses. And of course, election year coming up. So next year is not going to be any easier than this year. And I don't know what COVID will play with that. So on behalf of staff and council, I'd certainly want to say thank you, Tally, for coming to the table. And again, as Spencer has said, we've seen the system and your presentation is very straightforward, easy reading. And again, that'll show even that much more on the presentation of our final budget numbers. So is there any other questions? Not seeing any. Thank you, Tally. Oh, sorry, Councillor Webster.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Yeah, I just want to reiterate and echo Tally. You're doing a great job in there. And when I call for questions, she's got the answers for me. And I like this easy reading, as Deputy Mayor just said. It is very easy to read and follow the line items right down to the end. And then our overall budget, talking with Tally today, we're looking really good for the new year. So it's good stuff. Thank you.
Okay, on page 20, the 2021 Staff Service Recognition Awards. So the background: annually, staff are recognized for the service contributions to the Township of Horton at the Christmas party held for staff, council, and volunteers. However, due to COVID-19 regulations, the gathering has been canceled. As per corporate policy J01 Service Awards, staff are recognized for their 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th year of service, and so on in 5-year increments, starting from the date of hire. So in staff's year of eligibility, they receive a service award based on a $10 per year for each year of service to the Township of Horton. I know we would certainly like to be doing this in person with all of our volunteers and our, a festive gathering, but unfortunately, here we are tonight, and we'll try and beef it up as much as we can. So first on the list is our CEO clerk, Hope Dillabo, 5-year service. So 5 years has gone past, and again, she's certainly made her impact, and her reports and all the work she's done to improve our township and keep us moving forward. And I know she's a great leader for our staff. Dave Radke, driver operator of 15 years. Dave Radke certainly stands out. We see that the courses he's taking and still bettering himself, and is certainly out there. If it starts with a key, he can drive, and if it doesn't start with a key, he can make one to make it go. So Bill Yantha, landfill attendant labor, 20 years. So again, hitting quite a milestone of 20 years. Again, most cheerful lad at the landfill site I've ever seen. Steve Ossipenko, firefighter, 20 years. Great leadership, and Steve has played such a huge role in all of our devastation of floods and anything we need of Steve, he's there. The man never sleeps. I hope he takes the holidays and gets caught up a bit between hockey and everything he does on the side. And then Super Dave McNulty, Dave, firefighter of 25 years. That's huge. You can think of anything you've done for 25 years in a career is huge, but then to be a volunteer firefighter as well, it certainly shows the where his roots are and what he strives to better himself at. So in lieu of making a presentation at the annual Christmas party, a letter of recognition will be sent on behalf of staff and council with congratulations and accomplishment. It's certainly a great group we have here that are dedicated to keeping our township safe. And again, to all, I'd like to say thank you. The financial implications: $850 to be funded from the general government miscellaneous expense account. So $850, very small. I think this is priceless, more than a fee for the work and dedication that this group has shown and continues to move forward with. Comments? Councillor Webster.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Very well said on each individual one, but I'd just like to thank them all for all their years of service, and that this Team Horton, or that we've been created prior to this council, is moving on, and we hopefully we can keep it running as smooth and lean as we are to for the ratepayers of Horton. But thank you very much, everybody.
Well, they sure do us proud, individually and certainly as a group. So again, thank you for your dedication. Page 22, food. Oh, sorry, Mayor Bennett.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I too have to express a great appreciation to all the people that have been here for so many years, and how they actually conduct themselves and can be professional and recognized as being professional and coming from the Township of Horton. It's very nice when I'm standing there stating that it's not Horton's landfill, it's Bill's landfill, and we know it because Bill's there. So I constantly get that when I'm out dealing with the other landfills. It just, it does. I say Horton, they have no idea where it is. If I tell them Bill Yantha is the attendant, oh, I know where that is. So it's a great experience when we have that, and that's what every one of our employees. There's so many positive comments of all staff, of all the labor that goes into it, and how the roads are connected. And they even got a line because they go in and tell Adam the road is slippy. We gotta, but this township is doing a great job right from top to bottom, and it's very, very pleasurable to be representing the township and hearing all the positive comments. Thank you, everyone.
Well said, Mayor Bennett. Yes, the only numbers that we associate this group with is the years of service. We don't have numbers. We have names, and yes, Bill Yantha certainly stands out as one of the happiest people you ever want to see. And you pull into the landfill site, you're greeted with a joke always, a big laugh, and then straight to business. What are you doing here? So he stands alone and in his field, and nobody steps in his field without him knowing. So page 22, the food bank donation. I'll turn this over to Nikki. She is the author, and a great idea. Nikki.
Yeah, so this is just kind of in line with what we did last year. Obviously with COVID, we weren't able to collect this year or last year for the food bank. And without having our Christmas dinner, we thought that part of the proceeds or the cost funds that we use for that go towards the food bank. So we're just looking to see what council thinks about that.
Is there any comments? Mayor Bennett.
Perfect idea. I think we're actually showing everybody that we're very caring in this township, and we are doing the best we can to make sure everybody enjoys their Christmas the best they can. And we know that come January 2nd, it's not going to be any easier for anybody. It doesn't matter what it is. And we're showing that we're leading the way by actually caring and putting it together. So I'm very pleased to see that. Thank you, Nikki and Tally, for putting that together.
I know that we're being asked by council to see if we agree in donating this, but I think it should be donated primarily on behalf of the volunteers that usually put this on, and we're usually a front runner, and right now we be down at the community center, the smell of a turkey dinner, the volunteers would be all shined up ready to line up, and we would have our chance to shake hands and pat them on the back, and on behalf of the volunteers, I think this should be donated on behalf of them to the food bank. So I know they're ready, willing, and able to work, but again, with the stories we're hearing out there, we may have to hold back again. So again, thank you, volunteers, for all you do and all you want to do. And unfortunately, we're being held back again this season. And thank you, Nikki, for bringing this forward. Councillor Webster.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. And to echo again, great idea that the staff and volunteers, it should be noted for both of them to this donation to go forward. But great idea. Thank you.
So without further ado, if there's no further questions, again, Spencer, I'd like to thank you for all your input for the year. Always being there to help guide, asking the questions that for what you see, bringing your experience to the table. And I will wish you a safe and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all of you. It's been very enjoyable this year. I look forward to next year.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Spencer. Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Thank you.
And that is all I have, Mayor Bennett. Thank you all.
Thank you. 9.2 Transportation and Environmental Services. Councillor Webster.
Great, thank you, Mayor Bennett. Yeah, so we've got a recommendation in front of us in regards to the tender 2021 012 waste collection services, and I will pass it over to our Public Works Manager, Adam Knapp.
As Tom said, the recommendation is that the council agrees with staff's recommendation and award tender PW 2021-012 waste collection services to Emterra Environmental amalgamated as part of Halton Recycling Limited for the total amount of $823,902.19, including HST for the mandatory 5-year term. Some background information about the bids. There was 2 submitted. Was specified for a 5-year term with 2 extensions. Emterra did not provide pricing on the 2-year extensions, rather offered to renegotiate in the last year. They're currently our recycling contractor. There's been no notable deficiencies in their service. They've been very accommodating with anything that we've requested. These are very big numbers, but when we break it down over the years, it's attached to follow. So it roughly breaks down to about $160,000 a year. They have offered to change the recycling collection a little bit. So it would be once a week for the waste collection, but our recycling would alternate week for week. This would allow them to use 1 truck for waste and recycling, which would reduce greenhouse gas emissions and offer some other benefits, which they have highlighted in the proposed collection schedule attached as the 3rd item. And if there's any other questions, we can follow up on that, but that's the summary of it. They said the pricing schedule is broke down year for year in 67.1 schedule of prices form. They have a clean CVOR, and the collection schedule is highlighted on page 27 and 28.
Great. Thank you, Adam. Is there any questions, comments? Mayor Bennett.
I'm very pleased to see the committee put this out in a way that it's very easy to understand what they're actually contracting on. And the thing that's very pleasing is it's a local contractor with very close to our community, and we know that our residents are going to benefit from them collecting because they are going to be offering jobs to our local people. So I'm very happy to see this happening.
Great, thank you. And again, local company, I'm really in support of that, and I'm glad we've got some history with them now. So it's all good stuff for the Township of Horton. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Webster. I just want to say thank you to the committee. We've been well informed. We sat through, we had our chance to ask our informed questions. We're well informed, Adam. Thank you very much. The breakdown that we're seeing tonight, the current collection versus the proposed. We also have access to a calendar format. We have a comparable for the tender, the 5-year breakdown. Perfect. It's easy to read, easy to see, easy to compare. And then the comments that the mayor has made, and the chair of Tess for waste management, for the for the hiring of local. Again, just a real well presented and very public picture of what we're looking at. Some big numbers, but yes, when you break it down per year, it's a big number to look at. But again, it's I guess that's the way everybody looks at it. They don't look at what they owe, it's what's the monthly payment. So if you do a comparable to current and to new, and you can see the difference in it. So again, very good presentation from you, Adam, and certainly through committee. I commend all of you.
Great, thank you, Deputy Mayor, and I would like to thank Adam for the great work that he's done. When you attend one of our meetings, and if you get a chance, please, our public members or everybody's speaking up, and there's all different views, and we have our differences, but we work things out, and it's all vision, and it's all for the best of Horton Township. But it's the public members are very informed. When they show up to meetings, they know their stuff, and they're coming with solid questions that keeps us on our toes. So which in the end result is the benefit for Horton Township, because everything's done at committee level, just bringing up the facts up to council. Thank you very much, Adam. Thank you, everybody. Back to you, Mayor Bennett.
Thank you. We are now into information correspondence. We have that on page 32, and Deputy Mayor Campbell, you can fire on.
Okay. Well, I guess number one, Festival Hall seat campaign. I read the report on it. I know I know they're seeking donations of a 3-level system. And I understand the seats there. I've sat in them and watched many a show. It's great for the Ottawa Valley. It's for tourism. The seats have been there, I think, 42 years, I believe is what I read. Again, the 3-tier donation platform and the application sent with the recognition you'll receive. I know, unfortunately, right now, even going through budget talks, as much as we'd like to jump in as a neighbor, I know we as Horton have our 3 or 4 groups that we donate to, each year, with the senior support group and as being one of the main. So again, I'm just commenting on it. I'm not sure if there's money in the budget for it, but it was one of the items that I certainly saw that stood out. I guess the other one I'll comment on, and I'll turn it over to Councillor Webster, the OGRA 2022 hotel accommodations. I'm not sure what the future holds, and with COVID, I know it's for the Good Roads Association. I don't know. I guess we'll have to maybe wait until the first of the new year and see what Premier Ford brings forward, and we see what our new year COVID view looks like, to see if we're going to have any delegates, whether it be actual or whether it be virtual. So that's all I have. But the mayor has stepped out. I'll turn it over to you, Councillor Webster.
Great. Oh, there he's back.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Mayor, that I'm speaking out of
Oh,
turn.
sorry, I figured I'd leave you go ahead of it. It's going to take you that long anyway, Glenn.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, that's all you have for all the correspondence, then, Glenn?
I do, sir.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Webster.
A couple things. Thank you, Mayor. The wage enhancement to continue for the PSWs. That's good news in the Ottawa Valley News for the PSWs to carry them on. The OCIF has been doubled, which we've learned our amount. That's another great news out of the provincial government coming forward to us. There was a mention of Daryl Eady promoted to captain. Congratulations to him within Horton Township for volunteer fire department. The warden Robinson acclaimed. She's doing a great job. I just see positive things coming from that. And then the last thing would be AMO that I had. AMO, the membership, very valuable information from them. And when I attended their conference, it was all good stuff, learning curve, but to get in there and talk same type of businesses and like we're all talking the same language when it comes to small municipalities. So they're doing a great job there. That's all I had, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So I have a couple of things I'd like to mention in Ottawa Valley Business News. We would be struggling to get some of the media information if it wasn't for that organization, and we very much have to appreciate the work that goes into that to make sure that we as councillors are all informed. It's great to be able to look at, and it's very nice to look at your own also, so you know you're being recognized. It's a very, very great paper for that. The other thing is the hotel accommodations and that's on there. I don't think we're going to need. I think it's going to be a virtual one, guaranteed. So I don't see us coming out of what's in front of us for at least the next 10 months. I would like to take the 0 off that and make it 1, but that's not going to be realistic. So that's about all I have. Everybody spoke on everything else, and I agree with everything that's been talked about. We are now on to action correspondence, and we don't have any. Bylaws, we don't have any. Notice to file motion for next council meeting. Almost did that just because Hope was away. I was going to do one just to say there. However, I didn't. Council and staff members' concerns. We are being addressed as we go along then. Councillor Webster.
Ladies first, Nikki, as be the staff. Do you have any concerns? No, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, happy through the holidays. Everybody stay safe, and let's kick this pandemic in the butt and get rid of it. But everybody have a great holiday, and staff, council, doing a great job here. So let's keep the ball rolling for Horton Township. But everybody be safe. Thank you.
And I would say Councillor Webster is speaking for us all. So Deputy Mayor Campbell.
And again, I'd just like to say, you know, COVID has really tied our hands in being out in the public this year. I know all councils feeling that as far as, you know, just not our township. I know I've heard Mayor Bennett speak on, you know, the county getting back together and being able to, you know, actually sit as a whole and be able to do business, you know, as a group in the same room. You know, a lot of money has been spent throughout the county and our townships trying to make it safe for all of staff and anybody coming to the table. So it's unfortunate, but that our hands have been tied, that we can't be out in the public and doing our role as representatives of the township. So I really am impressed with the township and staff, and certainly the council. The information, the dedication, and the experience that this council has brought to the township is, very apparent. And I wanted to say thank you for making our roles very easy with the experience that you've brought, and certainly the leadership of our mayor. We've heard right from county council meetings that we don't attend that when our mayor is there, he's certainly not following along. He's leading and asking the right questions, and when it's time, he digs his heels in, and he doesn't move until he comes back to council and informs us of what's being said, and he's making the right decisions when he goes back, showing absolute leadership that we look for in our mayor. So I want to say thank you for all you do on the county level. I know it takes a lot of time from your day to day, but you're elected for that reason, and you've shown the leadership that I expect of you. So thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Any other concerns? Nikki's got a concern. We're running over 5 o'clock.
Sorry.
Motion for reconsideration, debate on the motion only. None being heard. Resolutions, Nikki?
Council accept the delegation from Mike Lauzon as information.
Councillor Webster?
Favor.
Deputy,
Oh,
okay. Deputy Mayor Campbell?
In favor?
And I'm in favor.
That council accept the financial department report and statement as information.
Deputy Mayor Campbell? Councillor Webster? I guess I have to, Deputy Mayor Campbell?
In favor?
Councillor Webster?
in favor.
And I'm in favor.
That council accept the 2021 staff service recognition awards report as information.
Moved by Councillor Webster, second by Deputy Mayor Campbell. Councillor Webster,
In favor?
Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor?
and I'm in favor.
That the annual staff and volunteer appreciation dinner 2021 has been canceled due to COVID-19, and that council staff and volunteers collect food that evening for the purpose of donation to the Renfrew Food Bank. And further, that council agrees to donate $500 to the Renfrew Food Bank in lieu of collection this year, and that this be funded through the council expense account.
Moved by Councillor Webster, second by Deputy Mayor Campbell. Councillor Webster,
In favor?
Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor?
and I'm in favor.
That council award tender PW 2021-12 waste collection services to Intera Environmental Amalgamated as part of Halton Recycling Limited for the total amount of $823,902.19, including HST for the mandatory 5-year term commencing in 2022, and that this be funded through the annual environmental services operating budget.
Moved by Counselor Webster, second by Deputy Mayor Campbell. Counselor Webster,
In favor?
Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor?
and I'm in favor.
That council accept the CAO clerk's information memo for December 21st, 2021.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Campbell, second by Counselor Webster. Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor?
Counselor Webster,
In favor.
and I'm in favor.
Council enact bylaw 2021-64, confirming bylaw.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Campbell, second by Counselor Webster. Deputy Mayor Campbell,
In favor?
Counselor Webster,
In favor.
and I'm in favor. And we are adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you very much and have a great Christmas, everybody, if I'm not speaking to you. But we have worked very well and I'll have an opening address in the new year of where I think we have done quite exceptional services to the township of Horton to get where we are today and how staff